Good morning, everyone. Cheers, Kayla.
Cheers. Have my new mug from the MAP Get Up and Set Up collection.
Okay, for the people that don't watch this on YouTube and just listen on the podcast, want to share what the affirmation is on your mug?
Yes, my mug says, "This is my 7-figure year."
Yeah, it is.
Got
Cheers
it.
to that.
Cheers.
Okay.
I have yours. I'll bring it over later.
Okay, I can't wait. All right. So if everybody is listening and you're listening to this as soon as it comes out and you're thinking, this isn't a TGIM episode. What's going on here? Well,
It's Wednesday.
it's Wednesday, and Kayla and I wanted to come on here and do a little quick episode for all of you to share some exciting news. So, what we're talking about today is going to be all about our amazing program, Align Business School, and all of the incredible bonuses that you get. But what we want to share before we even get into all of that is our biggest giveaway yet. And this giveaway, you all have the opportunity to enter it, is happening on Friday at 9 a.m. PST is when the doors open. And what we're doing is the very first person who registers for Align Business School is going to get fully refunded. But not only that, so you'll get fully refunded. I feel like I'm on The Price is Right. But not only that, you will also get access to our full day Align Business School Accelerator, which is the same price as Align Business School. And you're also, Kayla will share all these other bonuses that you'll get. But just so you know, if you are joining us in Align Business School anyway, and you are paying in full,
if 2023 is your year,
yeah, if it is your year to say, okay, I'm entering an online business program, I'm figuring this out, then this is the program. And we are going to, if you're wanting to know how we're doing it, we're just going to look at the timestamp of the very first registration that comes in after 9 a.m. on Friday PST.
and we can't wait to click refund in Kajabi.
Yeah.
Fun. Okay, so one person is getting Align Business School and all the bonuses for free on Friday. We can't wait to talk about that more and announce it. And do you want to talk about our 9 to 5 exits?
Yeah. So what we're going to talk about today, and really briefly, is the fear and the struggle that we both experienced while we were thinking about exiting our 9 to 5s and actually exiting our 9 to 5s. Because this is the thing, this is actually what I love about both of us, is that we have this experience. Oftentimes when I think about people coaching or mentoring or teaching something, I want to know that they have personal experience in it. I'm not really huge on I don't really care so much about accolades or certificates or that sort of thing, but I want to know, have you experienced what you're trying to take me through? And you and I certainly have walked through the fire of exiting something that's very secure, yet not fulfilling.
Oh yeah. I remember when I finally quit my last 9 to 5, I told my friend, who's been my best friend since grade 2, I finally quit. And she's like, "Oh, thank God you've been talking about this for 10 years. I'm over it." I was like, "Oh, okay." So many people had to help me get over the ledge. Okay. Anyway.
Okay. So for the people who are listening and maybe they don't know you yet, Kayla, or they don't know your story, what was your 9 to 5 and what was the security and the safety that came with it? And why were you so afraid to leave?
Okay, so I was a fundraiser for 12 years, and I was thinking about this when I was doing my hair before we came on here. Being a fundraiser, most people, when you say you're a fundraiser, are like, "Oh, I don't have any money." So it's not exactly, the best gig ever. But I was a fundraiser. I loved connecting with the donors and the teams that I worked with, but I did not love being in the box of, you have to show up from this time to this time. You have to raise money for this specific product. If you don't get the money, you're in trouble. And the culture around that kind of, it's like sales essentially, but for nonprofits. So I did that for 12 years. The whole time Well, like maybe for the first couple of years, I was really trying to get excellent at fundraising. And then the whole rest of the time, I was thinking, like, how could I possibly use this skill for anything else? And now
Mm,
that I'm on the outside, like these fundraising skills apply every single day in business because it is essentially structuring a business and making sales. But I just couldn't see that from the inside.
right. And, you exited your 9 to 5 right before you had kids. So
Yeah.
could you imagine right now if, you have your two beautiful baby girls, and if you were running out the door like 7 a.m. every single day and leaving your house and not being able to see them and cuddle them and have lunch with them. And, I think like there's been such a shift in your personal life
Mhm.
from like if you were living your personal life now and still in your 9 to 5, what would be different?
Oh, yeah. Well, I try never to say we're late.
Mm,
Even if we're trying to get out the door for something, I try never to say we're late because I don't want to create this feeling of somebody else's priority is happening and now we're late, we're late, we're late, we're late. So I try to have slow mornings. I try to enjoy my coffee and have breakfast together. We structure our calendar so that it works for both of our families. So we don't do anything before 9 o'clock in the morning. It's
mhm,
too hard for me to make that happen and rush everybody out the door. It's not worth it. So I think that's the biggest difference is that I get to decide how I spend my time, who I'm with when I drink my coffee, what my priorities are for the day. That's the whole thing. And the reason why it took me so long to jump off the ledge was because I didn't know or I didn't have the confidence to sell an offer that I
mm.
made up,
Yeah.
that I used my expertise to put together. I was doing all this. I mean, I love personal development. I went to coach school. I've got into real estate investing. I love money. I had all these skills. This was all my personality. And I didn't have the confidence because I didn't have the guidance or somebody who'd gone before to say, yes, you can do it. And here's how. If that
Mm.
existed, the whole pain of the 10 years of me saying I want to leave could have been very minimized. That would
And
have been better.
it did exist, but nobody was selling it to you.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah. Like, there's lots of mentors and stuff out there and people
yeah.
who have created online businesses. But this is the issue. If people are afraid to sell their product, then all you're doing is letting down the people who could benefit from your service.
Yeah, it's true. I think the thing that did exist was B school. And I
Yeah.
didn't really understand how that applied to me
Mm-hmm.
or how it could apply to me. I didn't have the confidence for that yet. So that's what we're doing with Aligned Business School. Confidence. Sell
Oh,
your
yeah.
offer.
We're providing confidence, clarity, we're removing perfectionism, all of that.
Yeah. Okay, so tell us about your leaving your 9 to 5. Well, maybe tell us about the last time.
Yeah. So if you're on our email list, you'll see a series of stories where I actually tried to exit my 9 to 5 twice. But the real exodus happened in July of 2019. So, I mean, just almost 4 years ago. Like we're only 4 years out. And I was teaching, and I was teaching at a high school here in Victoria, and I even signed up for summer school. I was like, yeah, I'll teach summer school. Like, what the heck? It was totally just grasping for any sort of like, oh, okay, this is my identity. I'm a teacher. I'll do it. And money. I was like, well, it's an expensive city, so I guess I'll work in the summer. Literally going against all my desires and dreams and beliefs of freedom. And if you know me, my best life is laying on the beach all day, every day in the summer. That truly is my best life. So when I signed my contract for the 2018-2019 year, right away, I was like, what am I doing? And it only took until Christmas break for me to go to my administrator and say, I'm not happy. And so can I please at least go down to 4 days a week? They were like, well, you're a teacher, so who's going to teach on Fridays? And I was like, I don't know, but I need Fridays off. I need a 3-day weekend. Either take it or I'm exiting. Like, I don't know, I'll figure it out. And they accommodated it, which was really lovely. So I had a 4-day week for the remainder of the year. And I promised myself that I would spend every Friday trying to figure out something else. And I would spend it journaling and card pulling and
Mhm.
learning about coaching and all of the things. Big dreamer, big visionary, but I didn't have the action. And then the school year ended and I qualified for unemployment. And I was like, well, I'm going to take it. I'm going to take this unemployment, going to take the fall of 2019, not knowing what 2020 was going to be. And I was like, I'm just going to figure this out. And I was networking and I was teaching yoga and I was waitressing and I was doing all the things. And then in the back of my mind, I was like, I want to be a coach. And I had other coaches saying to me, you should just coach, like just be a coach. And I didn't have the confidence to.
How many times have you heard, okay, just do this thing? It's like, yeah, okay, I get it. It's easy if that person is there. Okay, just be a real estate investor, just be a coach, just embody that identity. The thing is, you need to walk through the process so that you can align with what you want and prove to yourself that it's possible for you to do that.
Absolutely.
Okay.
And and it does, and sometimes it does take multiple cheerleaders. And thankfully there's two of us, so we get to be everybody's cheerleaders. But I remember my friend Dave flew me to Hawaii and I thought this was like the bee's knees. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm getting flown to Hawaii to coach people to write their books. Like, what is even happening? And Dave was like, will you please just call yourself a coach? Like, you are a coach. You are one of the best. And I'm like, oh, but I don't have a certificate. So finally, so it's in the back of my mind. I'm thinking about it. That was in the spring of 2019. And then the fall of 2019, I met this woman and she, wanted to get to know me a little bit more. And we went for a walk and she was like, I own a coaching company and I think you'd be a fantastic coach. And I would love to have you, but I need you to have coach training. And I was like, oh, okay. Well, I'm broke as a joke right now because I decided,
Okay.
yeah, coach school is very expensive for those of you that have done any sort of professional coach training. And she was so generous to say, I'll help you research the best one that there is for you, for your personality. We landed on coactive training leadership, CTI. And I was like, okay, I see the price point of CTI and it's done in modules. And she said, hey, what if I pay for your first module, your first weekend, you go over to Vancouver, do your training, and in exchange, you can pay me back when you work for me. I want you to be a coach for my company. And that was truly the gateway to like, oh, okay, this is real. I can do this. But
Mhm.
then but then it was like, how do I have my own business? I was still working for someone else and it
Mhm.
was still like their clients. And while I love and respect this woman, her clients were not my ideal clients. And she brought Kaila and I together, which was such a blessing.
Mhm.
And Kaila and I, the pandemic hit and, her business needed to make decisions that would benefit her business. And we were like, okay, let's do this. Let's
Yeah.
build our own business. We had enough confidence at this point. We had one another, which I think was really important. And
Yeah.
we had opposite yet complementary skill sets. I was like, okay, I know how to create curriculum. I know how to teach. I know how to network and get all of these like people and everything excited. And you were like, I know how to actually run a business. I know how to do the numbers. I know how to put the systems in place. I know how to handle all of these people that we're going to get. And I was
Yeah.
like, oh, okay.
Okay, we
And
can
we
do
went
this.
for it. We
You know,
tested.
we tested it, and I think the thing is why it's continued to work is a whole other podcast. Stay tuned for that.
Yeah.
But the thing is, in the beginning, we weren't attached to the first thing that we created and sold. We weren't like gripping it. If this
Mm.
doesn't work, it's over. We can't handle
We
anything
didn't
else.
attach it to our identity.
No, we were just like, okay, this is what we want to offer. People are into it. Let's create it. Let's have fun. Let's deliver it and see what happens. We sold it before we created the whole thing. We got 50 people in our first course by just offering it to people from our hearts.
Offering
Like,
something that people needed and wanted.
Yeah, we created a structure and
Yeah.
then we said, here you go. This is what we're going to teach for 4 weeks. Come along for the ride. 50 people signed up. We're like, oh, okay, interesting.
We're doing it.
I guess it's happening. I remember talking on the phone with my brother. I was driving and talking on the car phone and like the dash phone thing, not the car phone. It's not 95, but like, talking through the dash. And I was like, people are signing up for this course that we're doing. And he's going like, yeah, okay. I mean, you went to university for coaching. You love money. You are a real estate investor. Like all the pieces,
You've been an entrepreneur. That I
yeah,
think that's
I've
another
had a
missing
business
piece to this
yeah, I've had a
conversation.
business since I was 19. He's like, this, this is normal. This is very predictable from the outside. But from the inside, it was like so amazing because I felt so aligned.
Yes. And
Yeah. If two people signed up, it would have been an incredible experience.
absolutely. I was so excited to
Yes.
create a course. If any, like I need to pull out journals because my first exodus of teaching happened in 2016, the end of the 2016 school year. And from 2016 on, I went overseas to Australia. All my journal entries were like, I could make a course and teach people about this, and I could make a course and teach people about that. Like my little tiny seed of entrepreneurship in my brain was sprouting. And all I want to do is like teach people, but in my own way and
Yeah.
from the comfort of my home. Or like, I don't know if you want to fly us somewhere really fun to teach you, then I'm up for that. But the
Well,
fluorescent lights of school,
yeah,
the
exactly. On your own terms.
yeah, it has to
Because
be on my own terms.
you have called in and taught from all over the world at this point. I mean, we've both done it from all over Canada, and you've done it from all over Europe, Mexico, US,
Yeah.
Canada. Like if we think about all the places that you've called in and facilitated and taught from, it's global.
Yeah. And
You
that's
can't teach grade 7 from your honeymoon in Italy.
no.
They don't let you do that.
No, and that the other thing is I would never want to. And this is the other thing. Yes, I'm on my honeymoon. And yes, I want to show up for this community.
Yeah.
I want to. Like, me, as long as it fits the timeline. There was some calls I couldn't make because it's like 3 a.m. for me. But when it worked with my timeline, I was like, yeah, I want to be there. Let's figure out this Wi-Fi situation. I'll
Yeah.
zoom in from my Airbnb. I'm probably going to have some champagne, but guess what? I get to make the rules because it's my business.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay. So that has been the evolution in a nutshell of, okay, I'm going to get the nerve up. I'm going to do it. And we want you to know that inside of Align Business School, we take you through our 3-step process. That's create. You're going to
Mhm.
create what you're offering, the outline anyway. You might sell it and then create it on the go, but here we go. You're going to create and you're going to make sure you have systems in place so that you can take money for your thing. We are
Yes.
going to help you
We're
step
not
by
doing
step.
e-transfers.
No, we're not doing e-transfers. No one will be left behind. If you are here with the determination to figure this out, we are there for you to support you. It's the two of us facilitating it. So we are going to support you to create, and then you're going to attract your community, the people who want what you have to give. You're going to dial up your magnet and become an attractor of everyone who is like, yes, I need this in my life.
And there's an important piece that I want to add into this attraction piece where, we see this a lot with people who are in network marketing, direct sales, and we've both been in network marketing, direct sales, and we love those businesses, business in a box, very key and ideal. However, the issue or the wall that people come up against in businesses like that, and then it kind of trickles over into entrepreneurship, is feeling like, oh, but I don't want to sell to my high school friends, or I don't want to sell to my family. No, we're showing you, teaching you
Yeah.
how to attract an audience that wants to buy, not your Aunt Sue, who's like, not your ideal client.
Leave her alone.
Yeah, Aunt Sue doesn't want to be in your program. And so don't be upset when she says no.
Yeah. Okay, so then we're going to teach you how to deliver. So actually launch the thing in a very simplified launch format, get people in the door and test it.
Yeah.
Test it for money though, not
Yeah.
test it for free.
Yes, we're all
That's
about
Align Business
the
School.
energetic exchange, closing the loop, putting money on it. Okay, so Kaila, want to talk about when people sign up to Align Business School on Friday when the doors open. Align Business School is, well, it's going to be on sale.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
so it's going to be on sale for $1,997. So that's a bonus.
Mm-hmm.
If you're just coming to our Accelerator Day, it's the cost of Align Business School. So you might as well get Align Business School and get the Accelerator Day.
Yeah, so that's January 28th, and we're all going to come together and we are going to facilitate for the day and you for 4 hours, and you are going to create the exact plan that you need, and you're going to understand all the modules of the course. You're going to create the exact plan that you need to take 8 weeks out of your life and create a business where you have an offer that
Prove
has
to yourself.
you are going to prove to yourself this is possible. That is what we're doing. So the 28th of January, that is our day that we come together and you know what you're doing.
Yes.
So you can approach the course, you know how to do it. Okay.
I want to share the other bonuses.
Yes, the other bonuses are we are going live for 8 weeks in a row, live streamed, the two of us.
So you get access to Kaila and I.
Yeah, you get access to 2 coaches. We're answering your questions. We're talking about the content. We're keeping you on track. You're going to check in so you have accountability, and we're moving everything forward for you. Okay, then you get 2 trainings and an extra course. The 2 trainings are Louise Henry talking about Asana. If you don't know Louise Henry, systems queen of the internet, go over louisehenry.com and check it out. She did a masterclass for us on setting up Asana, so project management system. So you have access to that. Absolutely. And then you have access to Hannah Hermanson's feminine funnel.
Yes.
So Hannah did a masterclass for us on setting up a funnel that actually works in feminine energy. And you're going to have watch that if you want, go for it, dive into it, implement it. And then Podcast 101. So Podcast 101 is our course that we created for busy entrepreneurs who want to have a podcast and need to know where to start, how to get it going.
And how to grow it, how to grow your whole audience with a podcast. Yeah. Okay. So amazing. Thank you everybody for tuning in. Make sure that you set an alarm on your phone for Friday at 8:55 a.m. so that when the clock rolls over at 9 a.m., you are the first person to purchase Align Business School and get fully refunded.
Yes, one person will get a refund. The one person who pays in full, the first person through the door, we will be announcing that on social like shortly after.
Yeah, we're so excited. Okay, have a great day, everybody. Have a good day, Kaila.
Bye.
Bye.